My name is Bianca. I go to Arizona State University. My major is psychology. I was born in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm in Scottsdale area now, but yes, around Phoenix. I studied abroad in London. Studying abroad is picking a place where you want to study for a period of 6 months to a year. Any place in the world, basically, and just kind of, just experience a new culture, a new place, new people. I've always known about it, but my cousin did it, and that really made me more enthusiastic about it and wanted me to do it I wanted to do it as soon as possible after she did it. So I did it my sophomore year of college. Instead, most people wait till their junior, senior year to do it. It's always something I've wanted to do since I was, probably before I was even in high school. I wanted to do it. Experiencing school in a different country and seeing how it's different compared to the universities here, their different teaching techniques and different professors, and seeing what that's like. And of course, the nightlife element, the, drinking in London and all of that. The requirements were just a certain GPA. I think it was like a 2.5, but it was different depending where you wanted to go. That's pretty much it, and just a lot of paperwork and getting a passport and all that stuff, and pretty much good to go. Initially, I was going to go to New Zealand. I was going to go to Auckland, New Zealand, and I went to London this summer. The year before, I chose to study abroad. Well, yeah, about a half a year before I chose to study abroad, actually, over the summer. And I went to visit Audrey, who was studying abroad in London, and I just really fell in love with it. I really liked, being able to get everywhere on the tube. I liked the people. I liked the city. It really just drew me.
Sir, you think you got a case?
The Persians!
The ASU International Center was, they're okay. They're kind of a little flaky at times, just a lot of emailing back and forth, trying to get so many documents into them, and them losing stuff, or them all of a sudden having deadlines for stuff, but overall it was, not bad, pretty easy. And once you get to London, they set you up with a program called Butler, and there's people there, and they took us out on our first nights there. We went to a show, and we, met all the other people on the program from all over the U.S., and yeah, they just kind of got us started, and they arranged little excursions throughout our stay there, and it was a lot of fun. I went to University of Westminster. That was right in the center of London on Regent Street, which is right next to Oxford Street, which is a very well-known site in London. And so we were really right next to everything. You could walk pretty much to any of the biggest sites. While I was abroad, I was just studying more psychology, but really the classes just ended up being elective kind of thing. So I just kind of took what sounded interesting in psychology. I took kind of like a cognitive psychology class, and I took a history of London class, which has nothing to do with psychology.
This is the Midland Grand Hotel, which was built at the beginning of the 1800s. I can't quite recall the date.
And I took my parapsychology class over there, which is really neat. Talked about, supernatural stuff, ghosts and psychics and all that kind of stuff. And that's not a class you would find over here, so that's kind of neat. When I first got there, I expected to be kind of nervous or scared, but I really wasn't, since I was just there not too long before, and I was mostly excited. I just couldn't wait to get in my dorm room and get settled and meet, who was living next to me, and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I wasn't really intimidated by the city at all. I already knew where everything was and how to get around, and so it was not too big a deal. It wasn't too overwhelming. I guess walking to class sometimes is just kind of frustrating because there's so many people hustling to get to work, and it's so loud and crazy, but for the most part, that's what I wanted.
How do you have a camera?
Mostly I did hang out with Americans because of the way that our dorm situation was. It was a little more difficult to meet people because they had all the British people kind of had their little cliques going and didn't want to hang out with the study abroad students. But I did make a couple really good friends from over there. God, when I think about the British culture, I just think about the not so great food, the fish and chips, and just pubs and the city, and just going out and having a beer with friends, and yeah, eating some bad food.